We negotiate much more often than we realize. We negotiate with our partners, family, and friends about where to go eat or where to have a vacation. Negotiations are happening all the time. You will see now if you start paying attention. Now, if we know a negotiation is coming, though, one of the best things we can do is to prepare. Often when we find ourselves in a negotiation situation, we're not thinking ahead of time about what we actually want to get out of it or what our options are. Perhaps we're a little bit nervous about it and can't think about it, or we're so relaxed and we think we can just figure it out when we get there. In fact, preparation for a negotiation, whether formal or informal, can actually make all the difference. So, in order to prepare for your next negotiation, here are 4 things to keep in mind. The first thing is to identify your target. So this is your goal, what you're hoping to get in an employment situation. This might be your salary, the salary you hope to get, or if you're the employer, this is the lower salary that you're hoping to pay the new employee. So again, the focus here is on your ideal situation. The second thing is to identify your reservation point. So this is the lower limit or how far you're willing to go from your target. This would be your deal-breaking point. Beyond this point, it doesn't make any sense for you to agree to the terms. Again, in an employment situation, if it would be the lowest salary you're willing to accept as an employee. Or if you're the employer, the most you're willing to pay. If you already have these 2 elements, your target or your goal, your reservation or your limit, then you're already better prepared than most negotiators. But there are 2 additional aspects to consider, and that is to identify what would happen if you didn't come to an agreement, if you couldn't negotiate this deal. And so in order to do that, you need to define your BATNA. BATNA stands for Best Alternative to a Negotiated Agreement. So this defines what happens if you walk away. For example, if the final offer from your employer is way too low, below your reservation, and therefore you're beyond your BATNA, you know based on your preparation that if you say yes, it's not going to be good for you. Having an alternative, a solid one, can be something tangible like another job offer, but it can also be imagined or intangible, such as a list of books that you will read if you don't get this job or have all that free time. Research shows that an imagined alternative, so one that's maybe not there yet, already affects your behavior and can help you to negotiate a little bit more aggressively. The last aspect is the zone of possible agreement. This is the range in which an agreement is satisfactory to both parties. So the focus here is to find an overlap between the parties' reservation points. That means trying to find the space between the 2 deal-breaking points for each party. And that's where the possibility for an agreement is. So taken together, if you have all of these 4 things in mind, you go in already very well prepared for your negotiation, which significantly increases the chances that you will arrive at a deal that is closer to your target than if you hadn't prepared.